Hey guys, and welcome to another Polymer clay tutorial. Today we are going to create the legendary skin Rex from Fortnite. So in the last poll you decided that I should create the new skin, well, is it new? I don't know. That I should create Rex from Fortnite. And here we go, it's the same start I also used for the Red Knight. We are starting with some aluminum wire as the skeleton, as the armature, and after that we will coat it with a lot of clay. Yeah, some of you are probably asking yourself right now, why did he shave off his beard? I know that some of you really liked the beard, some of you didn't. I'm currently on a conference, and as preparation I thought I would look more serious if I would shave off the beard, but the fact is, changing your appearance is always very strange and difficult. Now when I look into the mirror it feels very strange because you just get used to the beard, and now it's away, and I am missing this beard. But I start growing again. So, but enough of this pre-talk, let's jump in and let's create the Rex skin. And the green color I just mixed perfectly matches the color of the character of the skin, I think. Actually there are different kind of greens in the creation. Let me ask you, I'm really curious, how many of you are playing or have played with this particular skin, with this Rex skin? So please participate in the poll and let me know. I asked you, well, I think it was in the Red Knight tutorial, I asked you, what do you think, how long does it take for me to create a creation like that? And I was really curious, and it turns out, here we go for the results, that most of you think that it would take like 3 hours, but the truth is, this is way too less. So it normally takes like 5 to 10 hours to create a character like that. And I talk about that, and I think it is important because I don't want some of you to be frustrated when you start creating with clay, for example, and you see my tutorials, and with all the editing, the fast editing, you may get the impression that creating a model like this is pretty easy, and it's just, for me, it's just like made in 1 or 3 hours, but it isn't. It really takes a lot of time, and even for me, with a lot of practice, it takes like 5 to 10 hours. So don't give up on that if you try to create your own characters from clay. It just takes time, and this is normal. Okay, now we are just preparing this tiny patch on the trousers, and then we are good to go into the oven for the first time for oven hardening, and we can start building onto this base layer. Freshly baked and half Rex! Yeah, I used this tiny rope for the dents, for these marks on the trousers, and now we are good to fill them out with some black clay. Actually, this is a very thin layer, so be sure to use a very thin layer of clay. And these are the leg protections, and I only used a knife for modeling these because I wanted to look them very with a lot of sharp edges and very straight, and I think it just looks nice when using only a knife for modeling. For example, I used the technique a lot on the Fortnite bus I recently created, and this is the way to go. If I would have created it with the hands, it would have just looked ugly. I guess. Maybe I should try that out. Only create the bus with my hands, no tools. This could be a funny video, I guess. Yeah. So, the legs are almost finished. We will attach some more of the details. There are actually some bags he is wearing. This is yellow, no, it's orange black. Just shortening this one. And there will be also another tiny bag on the left side. But first, let's create the armor. It's a bit brighter green. I told you that there are different kinds of green in the creation. So, this is it. And I'm adding a black outline and some marks, some patterns, and the technique I used for the other robes as well. And we are good to create the brown belt. There are two belts. I don't really get it why he is wearing two belts, but he does actually. This is the belt buckle. So you can spend some extra time on these tiny details and also these tiny holes. I showed you this process while I was creating on Instagram. I posted an Instagram story about that. Yeah, I really like this belt buckle. It just looks interesting. Yeah, there's also a tiny pocket on the chest, but you wouldn't see it because his arms are right in front of it. So there are two green colors for now, but we will mix in some darker green as well in a minute. Just adding the arms to the creation. And I think in Fortnite the 3D model of the skin is changing and moving. And when I saw this pose where he is crossing his arms, I really liked it. I think this looked cool. So I decided to go with this guy, although this meant that I couldn't put a harvesting tool into his hands. Yeah, some more crazy details. This is some kind of a fold he's wearing on his arm, and this is the tiny computer on his arm as well. So these are the ropes for the backpack. This unique backpack. I would love to have a dinosaur backpack. I'm a big fan of backpacks, by the way. I have several ones. Yeah, and the orange, yeah, what's it called? Maybe scarf. So, let's get started with the neck and also with the head. This is just pink clay. When creating the head, I wanted to make it as detailed as possible, but I didn't want to spend too much time while creating the head. Sorry. Because it is somehow covered. It is covered by this funny dinosaur head. Yeah. Just adding the blue shiny eyes and the iris, of course, making it a bit bigger. And we're almost finished with the head, just creating the mouth and the ears as well, which you wouldn't see in the end, I guess. And take the bright green. It looks like a funny head right now, like a dwarf somehow. The funny dinosaur head contains of 3 different parts. And here we go. Now we will assemble the head. This is very tricky, so I decided to go into the oven again for oven hardening, that I wouldn't screw up with the head, for example, and that I wouldn't destroy it. But before, we are working on the shoes as well, because there's this extra big sole for these shoes that he is capable of running in tough areas and underground. Yeah, so this was pretty simple to create. I just used the scalpel for that. And now we can add some more tiny details to the shoes as well. And after that, we are good to go into the oven. Freshly baked. Rex with no hair and no cap. So we hurry up and we start creating this funny head. I think he's one of the most unique characters, the most unique skins in the game in Fortnite right now. I know that Raven is very popular right now, as a lot of you asked me to create Raven as well. Yeah, maybe we could do that. Yeah, I will make a poll in the next video, so there will be another video for this weekend. So I hope you're looking forward to that. This will be also another Fortnite tutorial, actually. Yeah, the eyes are pretty simple to make for the head. Now we are just adding all the fins and also the tooth. This was a bit of a struggle as they were that tiny, so I went with the other technique where all the teeth are attached to each other. Now let's focus on the last part for this creation, which could be this great, amazing backpack. The dinosaur backpack. Yeah. Have you seen a backpack like that before? I haven't. I saw this Super Mario backpack and it just looked like the body of Super Mario. So this was funny. Yeah, just cutting out all the details for the dinosaur, the legs, the arms as well. I didn't care much about all the hard edges, as it really should look like as if it was tailored and made in a factory. Yeah, I built in a tiny wire so that the backpack is able to stick in this way. And we're adding the tiny fins. This is the last one. And of course we have to add the black claws to the backpack, to the arms and also to the legs. And well, I guess we are ready to go into the oven for the third time. Freshly baked Rex! And now he's finished. I'm using this super ultra thin black pen for some further details and take another red pen for some even more further details. These are just fins. I thought to create them from clay, but then I thought it would be way more easy to just paint them onto his arms, his strong arms. Some transparent polish for some of the details to make them a bit shiny. And guys, I guess finally that's it! Rex from Fortnite. I think this was one of my most detailed creations so far. Another time. I really like the end result. Please let me know what you think and which skin should be created next, and leave it in the comments. I guess that's it for today. Thanks a lot for watching. Guys, take care and see you on Friday. Bye. I'm Rex. Oh wait, where's my beard?